Hello YouTube. This is about Altai Republic in southern Russia, in the Altai Mountains. It's bounded on the south by Mongolia and China. It embraces a complex series of ranges and high plateaus, divided by deep valleys and broad basins, that attain a maximum height of 14,783 feet or 4,506 meters. Mount Beluga, if you need to know and ever come to Altai. Very interesting place. Altai is quite amazing and very mysterious, and I have a number of videos about this territory in my channel. You see, many scientists have studied its history, but so far there are still more mysteries than reliably known information. So, for example, there are different hypotheses and even tales around the Chuisk deer stone, and stories that can only excite human imagination. This stone warrior is part of the ancient sanctuary of Adir Khan, located on the 728th kilometer of the Chui Highway. It attracts the constant attention of all those who pass by. It is about 160 centimeters high, but it has been askew from time to time, so it seems lower. Its age dates back approximately 2,000 to 3,000 years old, more like 3,000 years. And allegedly it was created by the Scythians. That stone warrior is a surviving part of an ancient burial, as far as we know. It shows the face of a warrior. He has a sword, a bow, and in a shield, a Scythian wooden case for bow and arrow. On the reverse side, there is a figure of a horse. A keen eye can distinguish the remains of an inscription in the Old Mongolian language. Scientists suggest that the deer stone is a part of a large burial site. Archaeologists say that to the west of the deer stone, on the north side of the road, there are 4 stone mounds, and to the west, there's a group of 5 fences from ancient Turkic times. There's a round stone fence very close to the stone warrior, to put it simply. This is not something that was created recently. These stones have been lying there for hundreds of years or more. Scientists suggest that they outlined either a circle for sacrifices or a burial place. On the southern side of the tract, there are 2 chains of burial structures with a diameter of 5 to 15 meters. A total of 27 archaeological sites have been found in the Olenio deer stone, Oleni Kamen in Russian, district. Excavations are not underway there, but experts say that all the burial grounds were looted 1,500 years ago. However, there is another hypothesis that the deer stones are a kind of territorial markers. They were placed on the borders of the plots. But this point of view is not very popular. Its opponents say that if these were border markers, there would be significantly more stones. Not clear who is right, but the feeling in this place is very mystical. Of course, during the day, when there are crowds of tourists, those who have visited that site, they say that you won't feel anything. But in the early morning or evening, when people leave, it seems that some forces surround this place. And this area is also unusual for petroglyphs. There are more than 100 of them. Why are these stone steles, as they're called, why are they called deer stones? Because deer were most often depicted on such pillars in a supernatural image-like way. Today, few stones of such good preservation have been found. There are two more in Buryatia, and I told you about that Russian Republic. One in Mongolia, and this one in Altai, the one that I'm telling you about. Scientists suggest that many of the stones were not preserved because the graves were looted and the stones were thrown out of their places. Well, even if we don't solve the mystery of the deer stones, it's worth seeing them, of course, if you have the capability to do so. There are only a few similar deer stones in Altai standing in their original place. Almost all of them have been dismantled by museums and transported to the country of Russia. And the true deer stone has been known for a long time and has been described by many travelers. By the way, the Anohin Museum in Gorno-Altaysk has a number of them to see. And there are more than one deer stones in Gorny. An interesting time it was. Apart from the Greeks and Romans and the Minoans before and other civilizations, there were clearly other civilizations, but there's not a single written source pinpointing this specific area. The rock is not very hard, according to the Russians who were there more than once and have seen images and studies this area. But there are places where scoundrels and vandals have scratched their modern hieroglyphs, so to say, on the ancient stones. It's hard to imagine, but all these artifacts are not protected by anyone. There's no open-air museum organized there. I hope I would be wrong, but I have not heard of any recent developments. Anyone can come up, see and touch both the ancient monument and the rock carvings. But touching it doesn't matter. The trouble is that real vandals often come across among the guests of the Gorny or mountainous Altai. Spray painting ancient drawings, what's the big deal for them, right? They do it for fun. Try to chip off a plate from a rock with petroglyphs as a souvenir. Why not? They do it. Modern tourism. Or just leave their trash and ugly scroll in a place sacred to the indigenous people. There's also a place not far away called Kalbak Tash, where there are also many petroglyphs, and they're guarded. Everything there is already decorated as an open-air museum. There are similar stones embedded near the university in Tomsk, in Siberia, I was told. More than 100 years ago, during the reign of the Russian Tsar, they were dug up in Altai and brought back. So it's not just Altai that has them. But let me tell you a little bit more about the deer stones culture. The deer stones, the Mongolian name goes like this: Bugan Chuluun Heshe, are ancient megaliths carved with symbols found mainly in Mongolia and to a lesser extent in the adjacent areas of Siberia. 1,300 of the 1,500 deer stones found so far are located in Mongolia. The name comes from their carved depictions of flying deer. The deer stone culture relates to the lives and technologies of the late Bronze Age people associated with the deer stone complexes. As informed by archaeological finds, genetics, and the content of the deer stone art. The deer stone are part of a pastoral tradition of stone burial mounds and monumental constructions that appeared in Mongolia and neighboring regions during the Bronze Age. So that would be what, about 3,000 to 700 before Common Era. There's more about Altai I'd like to tell you in the future, to let you know in the future videos, and go deeper into some of its specific mysteries and ancient civilizations, so to say, what we can discover. It's a very interesting place. So stay tuned, and if you like the research, please support through the links you find in in description to this video. Please like my videos. Please please sign up for my channel and make sure you're notified. Thank you for your attention.